Hello party people, welcome back to my channel. You'll notice we're rocking BYU because they kicked Colorado's booty. My favorite team in the country beat my least favorite team in the country, and it wasn't even close. So anyway, in today's video we're going to talk about fragrance again. By request of a viewer, I was asked to do a guide on how many sprays you should be spraying every time that you use cologne, and I think that there's a lot of different factors that factor into this, and I've heard some of them addressed online and other ones I've heard addressed in different videos, but none of them I've seen, put all together into one video. So I'm gonna kind of break those down. Number one, what season is it? In the winter time, if you're wearing a fresh fragrance, for example, cologne, you're gonna wanna spray it more because it's not gonna last in the cold. The heat really brings out the strength of a fragrance a lot of the times. And so if you're in the wintertime, there's a little bit less of a chance that you're actually going to have success being smelled if you only spray one or two sprays. The next thing is in the summertime, you're probably not going to want to spray 35 sprays of something unless it's a citrus fragrance and you really want to stand out. Thing number two is the occasion that you're wearing a fragrance to. If you are wearing a fragrance to the office, you're gonna not only want to pick a fragrance that's appropriate to the office, but you don't want to spray 200 different sprays. You don't want to spray it 45 times. But if you're going clubbing, if you're going out to dinner, if you're going to different events where you want to smell stronger, then I recommend that you spray more. So yeah, the next thing is the strength of the fragrance. Obviously, if you are in a situation where you really want to be noticed and you want to be seen, you're out, I guess you're on a date, and a lot of the times it's better to wear a subtle fragrance to a date, but you get my point. If you're out on a date and you really want to be smelled, or you're in a group setting, you're gonna want to spray a little bit more. You're gonna want to be seen a little bit more. Maybe if you want to stand out. If you're an introvert or an extrovert, you may want to be noticed at different rates. And it's okay if you want to be noticed. It's okay. And it's okay if you don't want to be noticed, if you just want a subtle scent that just kind of sits close to your skin. The next thing is the price of the fragrance. Of course, if you are in a situation where you have a really expensive fragrance, for example, Xerjoff Naxos, there's not a lot of reason why you would want to spray 25 sprays of it. You're also not going to need to because it's strong enough that it'll last. Personal preference. In reality, do you really need to listen to what anyone else has to say? Not really, no. Because everyone's going to have a different opinion. Some people are going to say, oh my gosh, he smells like he's the cologne guy. He has one spray of cologne. Like, one spray of cologne is not going to choke a room out. And if someone acts like it does, that's their personal preference. Your personal preference, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit different. Me, I like to spray a little bit more. I don't like to spray too much, but I like to spray a little bit more. The next thing is, overspraying versus reapplying. Because in some situations, for example, a lot of this cologne bottle, I keep bringing up this bottle, but a lot of this cologne bottle was because I would wear it to school. And when I would wear it to school, I would overspray it. I'd probably spray like 10 sprays of this. Now, we'll kind of get in at the end of the video to how many sprays you could be spraying based off the fragrance that you would like to put on. Another thing is the atomizer. This fragrance right here, the atomizer is insane. You see that? That's insane. It got all over the phone. So something like Dior Sauvage is going to have a pressurized atomizer. With sprays like that, you don't need to spray 5 or 6 or 10 sprays. You might be able to get away with less sprays because the same amount of fragrance is going to be distributed. Oh man, that smells good. But the same amount of sprays is going to be distributed by less sprays. Less sprays, but more cologne, or the same amount of cologne. The next thing is, if you're testing it in the store, you're going to want to spray. I want to spray a little bit more. You may not want to. You may want to have like the authentic, if I sprayed only 3 sprays, what would it smell like? No, I'm sorry. Those testers, I abuse them. I mean, I'll abuse them. I really will. Like, I don't recommend, you spray 100 sprays. But if I'm testing a fragrance, I really want to know if I like it. I want to know if it starts to bug me, if it's too thick, if it's gross, if it makes me stomach sick, if it gives me a headache. I want to know that. And so I'll choke the room out. I'll spray probably 8, 9 sprays. So just to get a good view of what I'm buying. Is that ethical? I don't know, but that's what I'll do. Yeah, so anyway, on average, oh yeah, sorry, overspraying versus reapplying. I didn't actually get to the reapplying section. Maybe you want to overspray something like Tommy Hilfiger cologne. I overspray it. I wear it a lot too. I like it. I love this stuff, but it's weak. It's only going to last you 3 hours. So what do? You overspray it. You spray it 10 times. Spray it 5 times. Spray it 8 times. Whatever you're comfortable with. But when you overspray it, it's going to die out pretty soon. Sometimes you can spray it on your clothes and it'll last longer, but in reality, you might need to use one of these atomizers that carry fragrance in them. You just push it in and twist. You might want to use one of these to carry around in your pocket or in your backpack. They're just called travel sprays. Travel sprayers, you can get them on Amazon. And they're usually a really good option to keep with you if you have a weaker fragrance. For example, Acqua di Gio Original, the Eau de Toilette, it's not going to last you very long. So you might want to get something with a little more longevity. So something with more longevity, you're going to spray less of. So let's get into it. The spray routine, which I probably should have put at the beginning of the video, my apologies. But if you're still here, hey, you get the exclusive look into what you should be spraying. For a fragrance that's strong and projects well, you're going to want to spray 4 sprays, 5 sprays max. You know, if based off of my recommendation, I wouldn't spray this more than 5 times. I also think spraying it 2 times, with this one, it might be okay. But spraying 2 sprays of a weak fragrance or a soft projecting fragrance, 2 sprays is not going to get you noticed, and it's probably you're not even going to notice it. So in reality, I recommend that you overspray a weak fragrance like Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette or Prada L'Homme Eau de Toilette. You can overspray them and be just fine. Something like Tommy Hilfiger cologne, you're going to want to experiment, because in reality, when I first started doing this, I would go 1 on the side of the neck. This is a basic spray routine, and it's not a bad routine. So we're just going to spray it on. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you can put it down your shirt. You can put it on your chest. You can put it on your elbows. So your elbows, when you spray it, you're going to spray your pulse points, because that's where it heats up and dissipates the most, and that's where you're going to get the most projection out of a fragrance. Just because of your body heat, the body chemistry. So if you look at pulse points, that's where it's really gonna heat up and show you, to the world. But yeah, if you spray it, you could spray it on your elbow crease. You could spray it on your clothes if you want it to last long. If you spray it on your clothes, you may not need as many sprays, because it'll last a little bit longer anyway. With something that's sweet, something that's super sweet and gourmand. Gourmands are those fragrances that smell like you could probably eat it. They usually look like this color bottle anyway. They got that juice that looks like you could drink it. They're wintertime fragrances, a lot of them fall-time fragrances. These ones are going to be a little bit sweet, and they're going to be a little bit cloying, and they can make your stomach sick or make someone else's headache. And so maybe you give them 3 or 4 sprays max, and you maybe give them 1 or 2 sprays, and you'll be just fine. It's all about experimenting with your fragrances. You want to know what you're comfortable with. Something like Versace Eros Eau de Toilette, this stuff projects. I'm fine projecting. I'm okay with that. So, like, I'll spray 5 sprays of this, and I love 5 sprays of this. I do 5 sprays of this, but the average person maybe should only do 3. So on average, I would say probably do about 3 to 5 sprays of fragrance. 1 on this part of your neck, the other on this part of your neck, the other on the back of the neck. If you're gonna do them if you're gonna do 5, then you could do 1 down your shirt. You could do 1 on your shirt, but do it at a distance so you don't stain your clothes. Sorry. Or you could do 3 on the neck, 2 on the elbows. So if this video was helpful for you, or if you have any follow-up questions or recommendations for a video, I would love to help you guys out. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and do whatever you need to do. If you hated the video, please dislike it, because, I don't know, it'll get your stress out. Maybe you'll be a little less stressed, walking around with a little less weight. You take it out on me, I'm fine with that. Have a good rest of your day, and yeah, go Cougars.